Hey guys, welcome to day 3 of Halloweek. So I guess this Halloweek is more sort of a low-key Halloween kind of thing because today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do some Halloween themed nails. So let's get started. You'll need various colors of nail polish, a quick dry top coat, a zip top bag, a marker, scissors, a tweezer, and tiny brushes or toothpicks. First things first, I filed my nails into a coffin shape, also known as a ballerina shape, but let's go with coffin since it's almost Halloween. I painted a base dark purpley color, and then did one layer of top coat and let it dry. Roughly trace your nails onto the zip top bag. This isn't totally necessary, but it helps to make sure that you size things correctly. I ended up eyeballing a lot of the designs, but if you need to, you can draw as many nail shapes as you need. Draw your design onto the bag. These are going to be moons to go on every other nail, and then flip it over. If you don't flip the bag over, the marker will transfer onto the polish, and you definitely don't want that. Be sure to do a few extras just in case some get messed up. I filled in the circle with white polish, and I'm going to finish it off with a orange glow-in-the-dark polish that I have, but first the white needs to dry. So while that was drying, I worked on the other designs. Using a toothpick, I drew the shape of a ghost in white polish. I made a dot and then extended it down to make sort of an upside-down teardrop and then curved it to the side like so. Then I added one arm to each side. And then with the dark polish, I added eyes and a mouth. For the next design, I did some bats. I wanted 3 bats per nail, so I did one big one, a medium one, and then a small one. To do the bat, I put a dot, and then out from the dot I drew the wings on each side, making them come to a point at the bottom. Then I drew 2 tiny pointy ears coming out of the middle of the top. And then I tried doing a scared black cat. I drew an arch, and then extended it straight down on either side to make 2 legs. I made the back spiky to make it look puffy. I added a poofy tail, and finally added a cat head to the other side. Then I did a tombstone. With the gray polish, I added a tiny gravestone shape. And I decided I'd try to write RIP on this thing with white polish. I first did the I in the middle, trying to make it as thin as possible. Then I did the P, and finally the R. I did the I first because it kind of helps you place the letters correctly. If I started with the R, I probably would have made it too big, and then I wouldn't have room for the I and the P. Anyway, this was a bit difficult, and it doesn't look like the best, but from a distance I think it looked alright. It's pretty hard to do really detailed stuff when you're doing stuff this small. Finally, I did a few pumpkins. Like the bats, I wanted 3 per nail, so I did 3 dots of orange, a big one, middle one, and a small one. I added a dark stem to each one, and then I added a face. For the 2 bigger ones, I tried doing triangle eyes, but for the small one, I had to just do dots because they're so teeny. And the same with the mouth. I tried doing ones with teeth, but I could only really do that for the biggest one. I went back and repeated the designs for each one just to have some extras. Then I went back and added the orange glow-in-the-dark polish to the moons, and then I let everything dry. One tip, you should do the designs a little bit further away from each other than I did, just to make this next step a bit easier. Now add a decent layer of top coat to each design. Try to keep the designs separate. You want it to have a good layer because once it's dry, you're going to peel it off, and if it's too thin, then the design will just rip up instead of coming off in one piece. Let that dry, and then you can add them to your nails. First, remove the designs that you want to use for the nail, and trim any excess top coat off. I decided to go with a moon and bats for my thumb. I added a bit of top coat to the middle of my nail and then placed the moon. Once that's dry, apply some top coat where you want to place the bats and stick them in place. If your nail is curved a lot like mine, you'll have to keep working with it, pressing on the edges and stuff to make sure that it stays pressed down. And then when everything is where it should be, add one more layer of top coat. Whew. And essentially, you do the same steps to add the designs on each nail. For my next nail, I did a ghost. And then the next one, I did a moon and a cat. The next, I did the jack-o'-lanterns. And finally, the tombstone. Repeat these for your other hand, and then you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like. If you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. I post art videos every Tuesday and DIY videos every Thursday. And for the rest of this week, minus Sunday, I will be posting Halloweek videos. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Twitch, and I'll leave the information to all of those down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.